My name's Jaso Campbell. I'm a host here at Mind Valley, and I get a chance to go through so many personal growth journeys. I get access to go through all the quests with the All Access Pass, and I've had a chance to meet some of our amazing authors like Ben Greenfield himself. Who here is familiar with Ben Greenfield? He's an amazing individual. He is the author of our quest, The Longevity Blueprint. And this is why we're talking about longevity this week. His masterclass is the featured masterclass of the week. Of course, Darren is always going to be posting the link to the masterclass right in the chat so that as you listen to this and you want to go deeper into the topic of longevity, you go ahead and grab the chat link, go and register. It is always completely free. And this is what we want to do here at Mind Valley is no matter where you are, what level you are, you can always learn something where you can get started on your learning. And if you do so through a masterclass, it is the best way to get the most amount of information. And of course, coming to join us here live. We have so many people today. So again, we got some people from Ukraine. Olga, I see you. We got GJ from Germany. We got India in the house. This is amazing. And I see here Marina knows Ben. Ben is in fact very awesome. He's a man who's done over 10 Ironmans. He's done the Spartan deltas, like every single Spartan race. I don't know if there's any Spartan here. I am a Spartan myself, so definitely something I like to enjoy. And this topic of longevity, health and fitness is particularly close to my heart. And I want to know that by the end of this session, I'm going to give you one of the weirdest exercises you could do right when you're sitting watching this, because we're all going to do it together for 1 minute. You're not going to need to run anywhere. You're going to be able to stay exactly where you are, but I will show you the weirdest exercise you could ever do, but that brings you amazing results. And I'll give you a hint. The men are maybe going to like it more, but women, don't worry. You're also going to get to see how you can apply this in different ways. But we're all going to get to do a little bit of work together, and I swear it'll make you get a chance to watch something on YouTube, which is typically a passive experience where we sit down, but now you'll actually be able to add something active, which is doing a little bit of exercise with me. We'll go over 3 basic ideas. These are ideas that I've pulled from the quest, the longevity blueprint, the quest we have with Ben Greenfield, that I feel were extremely important to apply when it comes to considering longevity. And even before I get to these ideas, I want to share a concept, which is, right at the beginning of, by the way, I am in Bali, Indonesia. There's no restrictions on putting exhaust on your motorcycle, and so sometimes you might hear one of those pass by. Pay no mind, pay attention here. The idea I want to share is this. When we think about health and fitness, there was a moment that Ben had a bit of a revelation. See, he's someone that biohacks and tests absolutely everything on his body to see how he can be at his optimum level of performance. But here's the lesson that he learned. Being extremely fit and going to the gym all the time doesn't necessarily correlate with longevity. Matter of fact, he learned that the more that he was training, and because he was training so hard, that he was actually causing negative damage to his cells. And with that, he started going deeper into the science, and he's basically the bridge between the people in the lab coat that know all the latest tricks on what keeps you living longer and healthier, and how to make it accessible to the masses like us. And if you haven't went through the masterclass where you share some powerful things, I'm going to try to keep all my ideas things that are outside of the masterclass, so that if longevity, living a long life, staying healthy, growing old and healthy is an important thing for you, then definitely sign up to that masterclass. We'll make sure that link gets thrown into the comments so you get a chance to register to that, because that masterclass is a discussion between the one and only Vishen Lakhiani, the founder of Mind Valley, and Ben Greenfield himself, where they go through some powerful things that you can start doing to really boost up those markers and make yourself as healthy and mobile as possible. What I have for you today are some of the things I thought were very important. And these 3 ideas, like I said, the last one's really weird, but the first 2 are really important. And I'm hoping that by listening to this, you're going to have a powerful action to do by tomorrow morning. Now, I don't know where in the world you are, what time of the day it is for you, but for me, it's just under 10 p.m. here in Indonesia. And so, know that by the end of this, we are going to have a chance to do a Q&A like usual. Oh, and one more thing. We're all going to have a giveaway prize. So if you are here live by the end of this call, we have a prize, which is a 1-month access to Mind Valley Mentoring, where you get to learn even more from all of the greatest people in personal growth being interviewed by Vishen Lakhiani himself, and anything within the workplace that are people being interviewed by me. So if you want a chance to win this prize worth over $200, stick around. There's a very easy way that you'll be able to win that, which I'll give instructions in a bit. So Let's go over these 3 ideas. Is everybody still with me? I'm seeing the comments are still rolling. We got Sherry on the line. We got Carla on the line. We got Mayur, Jagriti. We got Michael. Perfect. Now, let's move on to the first of the 3 ideas. The first one is this concept. You might have heard a lot about it. We have a lot of videos actually on YouTube with Ronan, our head trainer here at Mind Valley, who speaks of this because it's one of those recent discoveries that do so good for you, and it's a super simple thing. Matter of fact, it's not even something you should be doing. It's actually something you shouldn't be doing. And I'm talking here about intermittent fasting. Now, I'm not talking about not eating for weeks on end and completely starving yourself. I'm talking about what they've discovered that happens when you give yourself a period of time within a single day cycle that you don't eat. And this comes around those ideas around, snacking is usually bad for you. Well, it turns out that a lot of those times that you spend having just a little bit of food kind of keeps your body into a digestive mode. And when you give yourself a chance to actually not eat anything for periods that could be as low as 12 hours, could go up to 16 hours. Some people go to 24 hours, but again, that's a bit more extreme. I'm talking about the basic here, like 12 hours. Like you finish dinner, let's say you have an early dinner, and you don't eat anything until you wake up. The benefits that happen from that is your body kind of switches itself into a mode where it starts eating the weakest cells in your body. The whole process of fasting is really a system in your body that actually turns and eats the weakest cells so that only the strongest cells survive and keep replicating. Now, Ben goes deep into the quest explaining you the science behind this and why it's so important, but it's something that you can learn and apply so simply by just realizing that when you give your body time without eating, an intermittent fasting period, you get to have so many benefits that accompany it. And so this is one of the prime ideas that I've learned by going through this quest, that you get to be getting so much out of not doing anything, but quite opposite, not doing something. And so I don't know if anybody's had experience with fasting. I'd be curious to see in the comments if any of you have practiced this. Maybe you've done any of our challenges we've done at Mind Valley where we get people to do intermittent fasting for long periods of time. I'd be curious. We do have a video. See, I see here Mayur's doing some 16 hours not eating, 8 hours eating. Again, everybody can do a different cycle. I'd say the easiest to start is the 12-hour cycle. And that's simply having an early dinner and then breakfast in the morning with a 12-hour gap while you sleep. It doesn't get easier than that. There's a lot of science behind this, but again, a powerful idea that I picked up, that it's not necessarily about snacking all the time, eating all the best food. Giving yourself that period of fasting can have so many major benefits. I'm seeing some people have tried. I'm seeing some people have never tried. So I'd love to encourage you to try this. I'm seeing Darren's coming in asking me, have I ever tried fasting? I've done 24-hour fasts before. That's a little hard for me. Not going to lie. I found the 24-hour. Well, actually, I'll be honest. It's almost at that 16-hour. There's like a moment that you get a little hungry, like a lot. But when you realize that you've committed to fasting, it's not the same as being hungry. This is what I've noticed psychologically is very different when you choose to fast versus being hungry. Like when you choose to fast, any feelings of hunger that you have, you're kind of like, well, I know the purpose. See, suffering isn't suffering when it has its purpose as to why you're doing it. At the 16-hour mark, I was like, wow, I'm starting to get hungry. But I was like, no, I have a goal. I'm actually healing my body. And I waited for 24 hours. I haven't done anything more than that. Matter of fact, there's a Netflix series called Unwell who speaks of people doing 28-day fasts. I don't do that. I don't even recommend it. I don't know enough about it. And the fact is they do it under medical supervision. I'm talking here intermittent fasting, so just short periods of time. A lot of times me and my partner, we just decide, hey, let's do a fast this evening. We decide not to have dinner. We eat enough food in the period that we are supposed to eat, and then we don't eat until the next day. Powerful stuff, simple action. I'd encourage you to try. And matter of fact, if you get a chance to just try this one thing, I'd love to know, how do you feel? And here's something I've noticed, particularly when I practice fasting, is I make an effort to not eat too late. Those late night snacks is really what kills the metabolism. Think about how better you sleep when you don't eat just before bed. If some of you have taken other quests or have studied from other authors such as Dr. Michael Bruce, our sleep quest, talking about how much time you need before going to bed to properly digest and be able to sleep better. And again, sleep being a major marker for longevity. So a little bonus for people listening here, try it out. I'd love to encourage you to take action on this one thing, which is try a 12-hour fast. You're probably already doing it, but now be conscious about it and see how you feel in the morning, because that awareness can make a huge difference. So I'm seeing here that people are asking some questions about how to gym. Harmon, that's a great question for how to use the gym. What are the best exercises to do? Are you supposed to go 7 days a week, going strong for hours or 2 times to get in the body in the shape that you want? No, you do not. Matter of fact, there's a lot of myths that get broken in the longevity blueprint. And if you haven't seen the masterclass, there's a lot of it that gets busted right then and there. So if you think that to be in great shape, you need to be at the gym going hard all the time, it couldn't be further than this truth. Have a look at the masterclass. If you haven't seen it yet, I'll make sure Darren posts a link in the description right now so that you get a chance to register. It's completely free. And here's the best thing. Like, I've had a bodily transformation because of the concepts we've learned in the longevity blueprint. It's actually called the minimum effective dose training. I'm not going to talk about it here because he does such a good job at explaining it in the masterclass. So here's what happened. I ended up doing an exercise that, get this, 12 minutes once a week-ish. And if you go to my Instagram, you'll be able to see some before and after pictures that I basically lost a lot of weight in the process, but that was due to WildFit, for those of you who've made do a few more quests. But what happened is my musculature, like how I was able to build muscles, like I feel in pretty good shape now. And I was doing the gym once a week-ish. Sometimes it was 10 days for 15 minutes, following the principles taught in the masterclass. And I was able to get in the best shape of my life with a 6-pack and never looking as jacked. I even had a chance to go do a Spartan race with no training by just following this protocol. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the biggest thing you'll get from that masterclass. I would urge you to register and check it out. It's so powerful. And I think they put my before and after in that masterclass. So you'll probably see me in my underwear if that's what you're into. So I see here Charmin's asking a really cool question about how to control hunger. Here's the thing. I mentioned earlier, when you set a goal of fasting, it's not like you're going hungry, is you have a purpose. And make sure you eat enough calories in the hours that you are allowed to eat. So if you're doing a 12-hour fast, in the 12 hours that you are eating, have enough calories, eat good food, like lots of vegetables, good sources of protein, all the good stuff. And I don't think I need to preach here because we probably know what the good things are already. So make sure you focus on that, and enough calories in the time that you are allowed to eat is going to make a big difference when it comes to making sure that you are not hungry in the time that you do fast. Hope that answers your question. Okay. That was idea number 1, intermittent fasting. Idea number 2 is an even simpler one, and it actually goes really well with the fasting. It's actually one of the first things you get told to do in the longevity blueprint. And for those of you who are hardcore trainers, you when you go into the gym, you want to go really intense, this is probably the exercise that you'll want to consider the most. Here's what it is. If you look at some of the longest living tribes, the blue zones of the world, like Sardinia in Italy is one of those blue zones. People live abnormally long. And they've noticed a lot of correlation between one of these activities that people that live really long seem to do. And here's what it is. Walking. No, not jogging. No, not sprinting. Walking. And here's one of the best things I love doing while completing the longevity blueprint is once you've done your fast, before eating anything, take a 5-minute walk. Just 5 minutes. And see how you feel when you just get a chance to move your body a little bit from the moment you wake up. See, you're already in a fasted state, and then you go out and you just take a nice light walk. And now, if you are in quarantine and that walking is not a possibility for you, then try just taking circles within your house, or try to find a way that you can just do gentle knee raises so that you get a bit of movement going. But the key thing is this, you want to get 5 minutes of a walking level exercise happening the moment you wake up. And this is done in a fasted state. It's one of the first exercises Ben gives in the quest, and it's so powerful, it's so fun. Matter of fact, I ended up doing this quest last year in January while I was in Canada. If you understand what that means, it means it's minus 20 degrees outside. But I never had so much fun bonding with my sister, who was also looking to do a weight loss program. And so she came with me, I went with her, we motivated each other, we put our coats on, and when we went for these 4-5-minute walks. And here, if you want to go a little more advanced, this is a suggestion from the quest, is you start with 5 minutes, and then the next day you do 10 minutes, and then you do 15. And by the end of it, they say cap it at 35 and just take a 35-minute walks. But start with the 5 so you can start progressing towards a little habit here. And what was so much fun is I had a chance to go in the cold, have deep, great conversations with a family member that I hadn't seen in so long. And so it was a great bonding experience. And I don't know if you have children, but if you do, imagine having that chance that you had everybody be rallied up to go and take a walk outside. It's a beautiful experience to do a timeout from the moment you start the day, and you'll already have a win under your belt. Simple walks. And here's a quote that Ben Greenfield mentions many times is, it's not about that one-time thing that you do that'll get you to be very healthy and live long. It's those little habits that keep stacking up. And this little walk idea is so powerful and so fun. I highly encourage, and it doesn't require much. And since you're watching live, I'm going to have to call out the people that are watching live. Is this something you can commit to for tomorrow? Just going for a 5-minute walk the moment you wake up? I already gave you 2 things. So here we have fasting for the 12 hours. So I don't know what time of the day it is, but would you be open to doing a 12-hour fast? And would you be willing to do a 5-minute walk in the morning? It's up to you. You don't need to say yes, but if you're watching this and you're curious about your biology and wanting to live as longer, these are 2 amazing little exercises that Ben Greenfield gives that you can apply into your life pretty much right away. And so if you haven't registered for the masterclass, go and have a look. Ben Greenfield and Vishen Lakhiani talk so much more about ideas that can help you live a long life, break some of the rules that people follow about longevity that are actually working against us, and realize that it's so much simpler to be able to have a healthy lifestyle. You'll have a lot more free time on your hands, and you'll have a lot more happiness in the process. So if you haven't registered to this masterclass yet, I'll have Darren in the background post a link right in the comments, and I would say take a minute, register. It's completely free. And of course, if you have some more questions, we're going to answer them at the end of this session. For those of you who are live, if you're watching the replay, make sure you join us for these live sessions. We do have a prize that we're going to give away by the end of this, so make sure you stick around. For those of you who are live, if you're watching the replay, join us live next time. You'll be able to take part of this competition. Is everybody still with me? We talked about intermittent fasting. We talked about walks. And the last one, I told for those who joined the call early that we're going to do something really weird. And if everybody's willing to do an exercise with me, we're going to time it for 1 minute there. I'm going to make sure I have a countdown here. I'm going to set it up on my phone right here because I need a clock. All right. So here's what we're going to do. I set a timer. The third idea is going to involve you to practice with me. You're going to want to have some fun. So be in a seated position. You're going to be wanting in a seated position. You're all at home. Nobody gets to see you do this except if there's some people around. And if there's so, at least you can give them a reason. And don't worry, I'll be doing it with you. So you could just point to me and say like, yeah, it's this ridiculous person that's making me do this. And we're going to do it for a minute. And before I tell you what that is, I'm going to explain one of the concepts that gets shown in the quest that I thought was absolutely fascinating. And I do this with every time I just don't want to go out to the gym or anything. This is something I can do right from anywhere. And it's funny. And it works really, really well. It's called isometric hold exercises. These are exercises that you stay in a position for a long time in a engaged position, does wonders in causing lactic acid to build up in your muscle, cause muscle fatigue, and actually rebuilds your muscle fibers. So I'm seeing here some people are ready, sitting, perfect. All right, weird is the best, Marina. It's not that weird, don't worry. And so if this is I see we got Sejuna, who's actually did watch the exercise with the masterclass with Ben Greenfield. Let's make sure the link is up there, Darren, so that people can register to that masterclass. It is really powerful. And for the next minute, if you're ready to play with me, we're going to do one of the exercises around these isometric holds. There's a lot of different ones that are suggested for different body parts, and you just hold them for a minute, and it does wonders for your body. Can you guess what some of those could be? What are exercises that you know are in a solid position? And I'm going to give one away to give you some ideas here, but the plank, for those who do planking, which is being on a horizontal level on your hands and doing a plank while you're holding a plank, is an example of an isometric hold. So let's see who else can come up with some ideas. And I'm going to give you the one that's the weirdest, but it's super funny and it's super fun. I'm curious to see who else has an idea of what is a good isometric hold. I'm going to answer Harman Singh's question really quick because I'm seeing he's posted it a few times. And Siddhatra, which is health advice for adolescent, please. my health advice to you is register for the masterclass. I'm not a doctor, so every time you want to do physical activity, always consult a doctor. But I would say consult the masterclass. Go and see what Ben Greenfield and Vishen talk about. It's really important, and it applies to all ages. Matter of fact is when you can have a toolkit of all the different types of exercise that you can be aware of, this is really what they want to teach and break the myths that are out there. There's a ton of information that's out there, but sifting through them and knowing what is the most effective thing is what really Ben and Vishen talk about in that masterclass. So make sure to get your answers there, okay? So I'm seeing the superhero pose. I'm thinking that's like this. So who said that? We got Zahir. Zahir talked about the superhero pose. We got Stita talking about a sumo squat hold. Oh, that's brutal. I did that today. A headstand, Gopal is going. That's a really good one. There we go. Dana talked about the one that's one of my favorites. So did Srita. We're talking about the wall squat. It's the hold yourself in a squat position against the wall. So a wall sit. Oh my God, that's one of the most difficult. But I'm not going to make you all do this, okay? Now, you're going to sit down. I think you're ready. I think it's time. The wall sit, the plank, doing holding a hollow hold, which is kind of like lifting your legs while you're sitting on your back, lower back on the ground. These are all really good ways to do iso holds. Here's the funny one that we're going to do together. And so without warning, I'm going to start a timer for 1 minute. So you're all going to have to do it with me. It's called the gun show. Yes, it's called the gun show. We're basically going to go and put our arms like this. And here's what you're going to do. You're going to flex your biceps as strongly as possible. Like, really hold it. And it's called the gun show because when they say they'll say look at my guns. They'll call their biceps guns. Okay, we don't want to endorse violence here, but what you're going to do is you're going to flex your bicep as strongly as you can. Just like this, like a superhero. And two things are going to happen. You're going to feel a deep burn in your muscle, and that's good. We're going to hold this for a minute. And you're not going to stop laughing throughout because you're going to look a little ridiculous. But don't worry, I'll be doing it on the screen. You can point to the screen for anybody who judges you, and I promise you will feel amazing after. So without further ado, we're going to start in 3, 2, 1, hold. Now, you are squeezing. You're not just passively doing this. You're squeezing as hard as you can, and you should feel it. And when you do, at the beginning it feels okay, but I promise you, when the time keeps going, it starts getting a little harder and your mind starts getting fatigued. And your mind's like, yeah, just let go a little. But then you're like, no, I was told by Jason to go as strongly as possible. So we're at 23 seconds here, so you want to keep going as strong as you can. Now, of course, if you feel like it hurts, you can stop. There's no obligation here. But try to see if you can hold this really strongly. And remember, you're trying to get this as strong as possible. If you're typing right now, you're obviously not doing it. So I'm thinking that there should not be a lot of chat going on here. So if anybody just joined live, we are doing a hold for 1 minute and we're just about 10 seconds left. So for the last 10 seconds, really go strong as you can. All right, we got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. That's exhausting, right? So this is I told you it was weird. This is one of the exercise from the isometric hold. There's 7 of them that we go through in the quest. Again, very powerful thing to help you develop muscle. You can do it anytime. It feels funny if you can do a wall sit, if you can do a plank, if you can do this gun show exercise. These are all really fun things that you can do. It takes a minute, and look, you've just allowed blood to start circulating in your arms, and you start having actually some movement going on. So everybody, these were the 3 main ideas I wanted to share with everyone. There's so much in this quest because it's basically an inventory of everything you should know to have the most healthy lifestyle you could ever possibly have, and it adjusts exactly to the fitness level that you are at. If you haven't watched the masterclass yet, I urge you to click on the link that's going to be in the comments below as well as in the chat right now. Darren's always out there posting up these links. Register, it's completely free. Ben and Vishen break myths of the fitness industry and teach you some exercises that you can apply at home or at the gym, no matter where you are, so you can actually have the most optimized fitness lifestyle without having to spend hours and hours on end into the gym. I wanted us to have a great introduction. These are all concepts I've pulled from the quest and I want to bring to the live audience on YouTube. It is so much fun to interact with everyone here. And if you've enjoyed this, make sure that you take a screenshot of this, share it with your friends on Instagram. If you actually post a story, make sure you tag Mindvalley in the process. And if you want me to see your stories as well and have a reshare, let me know what you've enjoyed from watching this. My handle is Jason Mark Campbell. You can find me on Instagram as well. And now we're going to go to the prize time. So if you are watching this live, for those on the replay, you'll have to join live next time. Who would like to win something for free? In the meantime, people, yeah, at TikTok, I am sweating. That was hard. Whew. Luckily, I have a bit of a towel here, so I'm going to take a moment. I hope I'm not the only one sweating. Did you guys do it? Let's see what's going on. We see, yeah, the breathing feels good after doing this. People are laughing out loud. Yep, Linda, it was pretty hard. And yes, you might sweat in the process, especially if you live in Bali where the humidity is like 80%, right? So anyways, at this point, we're going to do the competition. This is a giveaway for joining us live, for having fun with us. It's going to be a 1-month access to Mindvalley Mentoring. This is a suite of hundreds of hours of interviews between Vishen and amazing thought leaders, including Ben Greenfield, as well as myself with thought leaders in the business world. This is an amazing program, and one of you will get a chance to do it for free for an entire month. So with that, I'm going to give you the code. And the code is !work. I'm going to have Darren throw it right into the chat. So if you put !work and you are subscribed to the Mindvalley channel, you're going to get a chance to win. So right now, this is your time. If you haven't done it yet, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and set it up. Go and put !work. And let's see who wants to win this. I'm going to see who are entering into the prize right now. So, all right. So let's see who's coming into the giveaway. All right, entries open. Whoa, here it comes. Yep, I'm seeing. Yeah, it's don't make a space. It's just !work. I'm seeing people are using it. You just need to do it once. If you've done it once, you're already good. I'm seeing the entries are coming in record time. So while you're submitting your answers, !work is the code. You do it just once. I just want to say thank you so much for being fans of Mindvalley. For those of you who are new to Mindvalley, what we're trying to do is push forward transformational ideas that really level up the consciousness of the planet. We think that with technology growing so fast, we need to make sure that each of us as individuals get to grow as fast as the way technology is growing, so we can actually envision a beautiful future that we can all see ourselves at our best possible way. And we think that through transformational education is the best way we can do that. This is why Mindvalley offers trainings with personal growth authors and other areas of life that just makes you have an extraordinary life. And we're so grateful to be able to affect the millions of lives of watchers, subscribers from around the world. And so I want to take a moment of gratitude to say thank you for being fans. Thank you for being a part of Mindvalley. And of course, if you haven't attended any of our masterclasses yet, our true intention here is to make sure that if you want to join the quest, we're going to have an incredible offer for you. If the masterclass is all you can do today, you're going to get amazing transformation from listening to that. So make sure you register to that masterclass. The link is in the description. We have it posted up in the chat as well many, many times. And of course, from the bottom of my heart and everybody at Mindvalley, thank you, because you as fans is really what gets us excited to come up every day, show up, and make sure we come with a giving attitude. So with that, Darren actually is going to, I'm going to close this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Entries are closed. All right, so I've just closed the entries, and I'm going to go ahead and pick a winner. And the winner is... Mayra Josefa. Mayra Josefa. So I'm going to make sure that it is spelled out and typed into the chat. Mayra Josepha. Mayra Josefa, you have won 1 access month of mentoring. We just need your email address. So make sure you post your email address and expect an email to come in from an @mindvalley.com address. We don't want anybody else sending you some emails here. So make sure you post your email right into the chat if you are here, and that way we'll be able to capture that and send you access details. That email is going to come from an @mindvalley.com address. Mayra, Let's wish her a big congratulations. We do need you to post your email into the chat so we can pick it up. I don't think I've seen it yet. So Mayra Josefa. Yeah, everybody, if you're doing the exclamation work, it's over. The prize has been awarded. Mayra Josefa, we just want to make sure we can grab your email so we can send you that free access. And we're going to be giving away more next week. If you join us at 9:30 p.m. Malaysia time, that's 9:30 a.m. in the Eastern time, wherever you are in the world, make sure you check out our YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed yet, you definitely should be subscribed. We're always going to try to bring you as much insights and have a lot of fun as we interact with you live. So thank you so much for joining. We still need to get an email here from Mayra Josefa to make sure. Oh, okay, we just got it. Perfect. We are good. So thank you, Mayra, and congratulations. I see you're getting a lot of love from the tribe as well. So this was a lot of fun. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. If you are here live, stick around. We're going to have a bumper, and I'll be answering some questions. So if you have any longevity questions, this is the time to post them in the comments right now. We're going to get a chance to talk off air right after this. So if you're watching the replay, join us live next time. We always have a bonus Q&A that you might not get a chance to see if you're watching the replay only. My name is Jason Mark Campbell. It was a pleasure to be your host and your guide in this journey. Can't wait to see you next time. And if you haven't registered to that masterclass yet, make sure you register. It's an amazing one between Vishen and Ben Greenfield. Until next time, I will see you. For those on the live stream, stick around.